Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Uncover Lake Norman, where we reveal the exceptional people and places that make the Lake Norman area an incredible place to live. I'm Brian Lawson, the host and creator of Uncover Lake Norman and a realtor with the LePage Johnson Realty team, which is highly respected in the Lake Norman Charlotte area, as well as a high-level multi-million-dollar producer. So, if you're relocating to the Lake Norman area, my team and I would be honored to serve you in any capacity that you may need. I can be reached at brian@uncoverlakenorman.com. That's Brian with a Y at uncoverlakenorman.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brian Lawson, and this is Uncover Lake Norman. I am the creator of Uncover Lake Norman, and I am here today with Laura Lorenz. Laura is concise, relevant, and passionate. All accurately describe Laura. Laura is high energy, accomplished speaker, and a facilitator focused on small business marketing, strategies, and tactics. With over 25 years experience as a marketing sales coach, Laura intimately understands the necessity of having both the right strategies and the proper tools to grow a small business. Laura teaches 3-day workshops designed for software publishers, as well as half-hour or hour-long seminars directed to professionals, organizations, business associations, chambers of commerce, B&I groups, and libraries. Everywhere she speaks, Laura brings her enthusiasm, deep knowledge of sales and marketing, and her passion for helping businesses grow. Hello, Laura. How are you?
I'm good, Brian. How are you?
I'm great. So, it says that you have 25 years experience in marketing, and I'm wondering if you could just share with me some of the background of how that experience, what that experience looks like. Some of, have you always been in marketing, or did that develop from something else?
Sure. Well, I started college and graduated with an accounting degree, thinking that accountants became fabulously wealthy. This was in the 80s, where everybody was making money hand over fist, right? Sure. Anyways, however, when I got out in the big bad world and started working in the accounting world, I found myself miserable, because I like to talk to people and interact, and accounting is so just numbers. Besides the fact that I found that I inverted numbers and sometimes dropped or added zeros, which is really not good as an accountant.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Fortunately, I was working for a company who owned some computer stores at the time, and they transferred me over there and got involved in selling accounting software for small businesses when it first came out, and was successful enough that the company that I was repping for in that company called me and interviewed me and hired me and moved me to Austin, Texas from Buffalo, New York. And the rest is history as far as marketing. Since then, I've been teaching people how to sell and market their small business. I started with the accounting software, but then it just became general. How do I market my business?
Right. So, most of the time when people come to you, the marketing professional like yourself, most of the time I would think that people come to you and they say, this is my plan, this is what I want to do, what can you do for me?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Okay? So rather than that, though, I would like to know from you, what makes a good client?
Someone who doesn't already have a plan.
Okay.
Seriously, because what most small businesses do is they don't do the due diligence of having a complete strategy about how to talk about themselves and how to talk about the problems that they solve, and then who is the person they're really trying to talk to, right? And how to talk to them. Then the tactical stuff is easy after that. So, I love working with small business people, and most of the time, my favorite ones are people who are kind of been in business for a while, and they've tried a lot of things, and they're just throwing up their hands, banging their head against the wall, going, I really want to grow, but I don't know how to. And so that's usually when I'll step in and we'll do that strategy work and then work on the tactical things.
Okay, so what's the difference? You said you'd like to work with people that have been in it for a little while. What's the difference, though, in a person that has somewhat established a little business and they're banging their heads versus that person new starting out and comes to you then and goes, I don't know what to do, but this is where I think I want to go. What's the difference between those two and working with those two different groups?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, Brian, is the fact that they don't know what they don't know yet, the startup business. And so they think they understand the way that it's going to go. And someone who has tried a lot of things and is frustrated is more apt to take someone's advice and do the things that a counselor would counsel on. The others is not a very political statement, but usually startups don't have any money to pay you unless they're very well funded.
Yes. Okay.
Just the honest truth there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what I heard from that was that I think a lot of times entrepreneurs, they are, people that start small businesses a lot of times are entrepreneurs, and they already have kind of the direction they want to go. They've got this idea, and they've been down that path before a lot of times, down different paths. And so they're going this direction. And like you said, they beat their head and something's not working.
Right. Correct.
So what I hear is that kind of creates someone then that out of desperation, they become open-minded.
Yes, I think that's true because, and I find that I've been an entrepreneur now twice. And I think you know what you're doing and you've got this path, but sometimes the path is the complete opposite of what you should be doing. And as young, new entrepreneurs, we leave somebody's company. We're the tacticians that we know we can do it better than the company that we were working for. Mm-hmm. And we don't have the foresight to think out all of the things that I don't know about. Like you need to talk to somebody who knows where your blind spots are so that they can help you draw out of you the kinds of things that you wouldn't even think about as in marketing or in business strategy.
Yeah. And basically someone that's open-minded, it kind of, it relieves, or they kind of drop those boundaries down a little bit and let you in a little more.
Yep. Yeah, because a lot of times they have to change their entire way about how they talk about their business. Through most of my marketing years, I've been interviewing clients before I do, or interviewing my customers' clients, before I'll do any strategy work or anything, so that I can find out how the outside world perceives them. I only interview the ones that they love, that pay the bills, that are kind of their ideal clients. And very many times I've found, Brian, that what a business owner thinks about why people are buying from them and why they're actually buying from them can be very different. And in marketing, you want to talk about what makes you, fabulous, or how you solve their problems in the way that you want the ideal client perceives you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think that marketing to me is basically like a kind of a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's a relationship building kind of thing. And it doesn't it's different than, I think of maybe the opposite of a relationship and a conversation would be like a blitz or a broadcast.
Yeah.
So that's not what you do.
No, I will tell you one of my favorite phrases from any marketer business person ever, and it's sort of self-serving, but Peter Drucker has said, there is nothing in business but innovation and marketing. That's all there is. So marketing is everything about your business. It's not just do I do pay-per-click? It's how does my receptionist sound when she picks up the phone? What is she saying? Do my sales guys all say the same thing? Are my products going out with cool boxes or neat letters in them? I mean, it's from start to finish. It's marketing.
Right. So I also noticed that you have co-authored a book, uh, and the book is called Do Leadership, a step-by-step guide to doing thought leadership for solopreneurs and small business owners. So tell me a little bit about the book and how it came about.
Well, it's kind of fun. Um, Everybody thinks they need a book. Well, and we all have a book in us, right? Don't, even from when you're a little kid, I'm going to be an author. I don't know what that is, but I belong to an organization called Duct Tape Marketing, and I was at a conference with all of my cohorts in that group, and we sat around and we were, at the time, thought leadership was the buzzword. And we're all like, you read all these books about thought leadership and why it's important, and it's all esoteric and in the clouds, but there's no real step by step. If I do A, then B, then C, then people are going to see that I'm a thought leader, kind of thing. So 4 of us got together and decided that we would write this step by step guide. It was a lot of fun. Big learning experience about collaboration, and although it was great because we all had our own ideas and the way that things would work, but we were able to meld them and learn from each other, and really be able to help an entrepreneur or a small business owner with the thought leadership.
Okay. And for those out there that don't necessarily know what a thought leader is, why don't you tell us?
Well, we're all thought leaders in one shape or form because we all know something that other people don't know. And so being a thought leader is really understanding the problems that you solve for your clients and being able to tell them how to solve them. It doesn't mean that you might be the person to solve them. There might be somebody else that's the right one, but really being able to educate and teach on the parts of your industry that you are the expert in.
Well, and that leads me to a question I was going to ask, and that is, I was going to ask, can anyone be a thought leader? But you just said that we all have that ability.
Yep.
Because we've all heard that said that we are all an expert in something.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know what that is, or we don't think about what we're really an expert in.
True.
So if you were working with someone, how would you go about when, if someone comes to you and they say, I don't know what I'm really good at. What would you do to kind of draw that out to where you could say, this is something that you could work on in your own life and develop your own business in?
Mm-hmm. Well, we sit and we talk a lot about what do they know more about than their clients do to start with. Part of this is my secret sauce, Brian. I have worksheets that we go through.
Okay.
It's really sitting down. I mean, for instance, I'll give you an IT specialist perspective who says, I don't know anything more than the huge IT guys that are out there talking, right? Or even in marketing, Seth Godin and what's his face, Gary Vee. How do I have any thought leadership when they have all this thought leadership out there? And it's really your take on the industry and what's going on and all the things that you've learned over the years that make you be able to actually run your business and help your clients. That's all it's about.
So with that, I'm thinking that there are some people that would be like, okay, great. This is great. I want to run with this. There's perks in it, right? I could develop my own business, go with it. So I think people will see that, but also maybe they don't look at, or maybe you could share. And I would think there's probably some risks also in being a thought leader.
Well, yeah, you have to be able to put yourself out there. There's no doubt about that. But the best way to market your business is to put yourself out there. You can't let ads and social media, and you can't hide behind marketing and be successful today because there's so much noise out there that people are drawn to people and,
Yeah.
and the noise is like, let that go away. But wow, I really hear this guy knows what he's talking about, and he cares about me because he's educating me and helping me.
Yeah. And you mentioned before that when you first started out with the company, the software company, that they moved you into a teaching position.
Yeah.
Do you think that those people like yourself that have moved into or feel themselves migrating or gravitating towards a teaching position, or that they already have a desire to teach and to train other people, and so that's kind of a sign maybe that they would be a really good thought leader?
Yes, yes. I think, when you're building your business, if you're working all by yourself, drop back. So, gentleman who I know and love started a mobile oil change company, and he is truly a thought leader. And the whole thing that he wanted to do was share his information to be able to groom and help young guys start their own businesses. So I do, yeah, I think that it's in you. It's in a lot of people. A lot of people, it's not. A lot of people are just are like, this is my information and I don't want to share it. But people who care about other people always end up being teachers because they want to help them.
Yeah, and one of my favorite books by Simon Sinek is Start with Why.
Oh yeah.
I think that's, once people understand their why, they become teachers almost. It kind of comes out, because if they have their why, if they discover it and they're passionate about it, they want to share it with others.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite books as well. And it's funny because people will say, well, they started their business because they wanted to make money or they wanted autonomy. But if you dig deep enough, there is always a reason more than the superficial level of I wanted to be on my own. It's usually because they wanted to help people, and they thought that they could do a better job than where they were working or what was happening. So, yeah. And your why, boy, that makes you stand out, and it gets you, as Seth Godin would get you, your tribe, right? Because people follow people that they identify with.
Right, right. So I understand. So full disclosure, you and I are part of a business leaders group called Blue, Business Leaders Unleashed. Incredible organization, and that's how I first met you a few months ago.
Yep.
And you just announced that you have just become a part of Collaborative Solutions Group, right?
Yes, yes.
So why don't you tell us about this exciting news?
Well, I'm really thrilled. I have come at business from marketing, always, as I've told you, but what ends up happening when you go into a business is you actually end up becoming a therapist to the owner and the marketer, and you're changing things around. And when I'm marketing about marketing, most people are going, oh, well, that's the pay-per-click and the social media. And when I decided to join Collaborative Solutions Group, I wanted to also be able to say that I was accredited in being able to train on mindset and, helping you work your way through being home with the COVID thing, and how do you keep your business going, and leadership, how do you train your team, and better communication, and sales, because that's a huge part. Sales and marketing are married. They should never be a separate team. So yeah, and Titus Bartolotta, who owns Collaborative Solutions, and I have this almost the same exact mindset. So we love small business. We're passionate about helping people. The tools that they have are fabulous. And so I can't be happier. I also really missed working with a team. I'll be honest with you. It was fun having the 10-person organization, but then when I started my own business all by myself, it was lonely.
Yeah.
And I truly admire what Titus is doing with his business and what he's doing with the community.
So in CSG, what's your role? What will you be doing?
Well, I'm going to be a coach. So I can be an individual coach, a business coach. I will probably still come at things from the marketing end because that's my expertise. There are three of us, Damon Silas and Titus Bartolotta and myself. Damon is used to be a therapist, so he comes from much more of a therapeutic individual kind of thing. Titus has been business owner, salesperson. He gets that. And what I bring to it is the marketing level. But I will also, as I say, be teaching and speaking on leadership and all those kinds of things, because that's all part of marketing too.
Yeah. Do you have any events coming up?
We do. We have a master leadership seminar coming up. Oh my goodness, you just hit me up on the 12th of August. It was scheduled for the end of May, and we have been changing the date so many times because of this lovely COVID. And give me a break. I'm just looking at my calendar here. It is the 13th and 14th of August. Okay. And it's 2 days full of fabulous speakers. The first day is all about business. So there's an HR person speaking, there's a business lawyer, there's marketing and sales and all that. Then the second day is all leadership and how to run your business better from a perspective of a leader.
And this will be in Charlotte area?
It is. It's at the Wolf Lodge.
Okay. And I'll post that link below, with this interview, and so people can find out about that. So how is the best way for people to find out about you? Do you have a Facebook page, or how's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Yes, I have a Facebook page that's new. Again, it's funny. I made this announcement yesterday, Brian, so I'm still getting all my things together, so you're catching me sort of off guard, but give me 2 seconds. I think I am Laura at Team CSG, but I'm just double checking that.
Okay. Well, and we're going to post, so I'm going to post links on this too. Every time, we post this, it'll be a link to this also.
Yeah, it's actually Laura Lorenz -CSG coach. Sorry.
Got it. No problem. We're always on the fly here, right?
Yeah. I know when we talked and set this up, we were going to talk about my other company, so it's all good.
Yeah. It's all good. Well, Laura, I appreciate having you on today so much. And we'll make sure that we post all your links, that how people can get in touch with you. We'll post the link for the seminar coming up. And it's been great to have you today. And we will catch up again some other time and see how things are developing with you a little later.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you, Brian.
All right. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for sharing your time with me today on another episode of Uncover Lake Norman. And again, if you have any real estate needs, get in touch with me. I'll make it happen for you.